Hello everyone, I'm Sritama Shaha from the Media Communication batch of 2022 and I will be your host for this live chat. Thank you all for joining me. We have gathered here today for a live interaction with Suryansh Tomar from the Media Communication batch of 2021. From being one of the student coordinators of his batch, being the head of student council, Suryash believes that Symbiosis is all about the people who come from various walks of life and they teach you something in their own special way. Culture, language, new goals, ambitions, ideas, and that is the core essence of college for him. He is an avid business enthusiast who closely follows the Indian startup ecosystem and creator economy. His internship experiences have revolved around event photography, marketing, research, analytics, and strategy roles at various places like Indigo Consulting, Zomaland, and WaterAid India. Not to forget that he is undoubtedly a good orator and one of the most responsible humans out there who is now ready to take on the industry with his special skill set. Thank you so much, Suryansh, for joining us today. Before we begin, a quick note for the participants. Please jot down your questions in the Q&A section below and Suryansh shall answer them at the end of the session. To start with, Suryansh, please tell us about your educational journey. Why did you decide to pursue a career in the media industry? And what was it like being admitted to SCMC, which is a dream for many people?
Hi, first of all, thanks a lot for having me. And yeah, my education, like I was a science student back in 11th and 12th. I was PCM student. But then soon enough, I realized, okay, engineering is not something I would want to do. So I tried looking out for different things. And turns out I tried writing down what skills I'm good at and like I would want to learn. Communication and management was like two ones. Were the two I realized that these are the great things. And let me just look out if there's a career in this. Turns out there's a degree, but most of them were for postgraduate courses, I guess. And for undergraduate courses, SCMC was like this one name shining everywhere on all the platforms. So that's how I came to know about SCMC in the first place. My sister was also studying at Symbiosis itself, so pretty easier to just know about what SCMC would look like. And yeah, SCMC because it's kind of the mecca for the undergraduate communication management courses. That's why I figured, okay, my skill set, this is what I want to learn. This is the best place I can be.
Right. So thank you for that answer. And now that we know that you're already specializing in advertising, what was your first preference? Like, has the advertising been your core interest, or did it evolve over the course of the first 2 years when you through the assignments and like you decided that yeah, I want to do this, or was it already planned?
No, so advertising wasn't my first choice, I'll be honest. My first choice was actually public relations. As I mentioned, like communication and management were the two things. I thought, okay, this is much more closely aligned with public relations in general. It is, no doubt. But my interest over the first year with the different assignments or maybe with different discussions, meeting different people, they kind of revolved more around they kind of revolved more around marketing and business. Advertising, like it's a subset for marketing and it is much more closely. I was enjoying advertising more than public relations. So that's when it changed to the assignments, to the discussions, mostly meeting around people.
All right. So I remember you working in Anukram, the All India Media Seminar with all of your seniors, because I distinctly remember you were there in the corridor and you were like managing the whole stuff. So can you share your learnings and experiences from the entire process?
So yeah, Anukram, I wasn't I wasn't like 100% managing it. Of course, it were the seniors who were managing it. I was probably most around helping them out in all the best ways I can. Learned a lot about how you conduct events. Learned a lot about how you conduct media events. In fact, mostly I was assigned to one of the guest speakers. She's from Digitas. It's an ad agency. It's a famous ad agency. Everyone knows. Um I was assigned to her, so I got to basically interact with her a lot. I was in the guest relations for parts for a good amount of time. Mostly, I got to know a little bit about like when these people come around and you get to be part of the organizing committee, you get to interact with them. And I think in a single day, I learned more about how the gaming industry works, like the new up and coming gaming industry, and how is advertising, help this out, or moreover, like interact with it, interactive with how this whole industry is stepping up. So those were like my two major learning events and knowing more about the advertising plus gaming industry.
Right. So you were an internship coordinator in 2018 and you still continue to be so, but then you are a placement coordinator right now and eventually you became the head of student council. So
Right.
how do you manage these roles? Like how do students taking up leadership roles balance studies, assignments, projects, academics, and their own personal venture? So how do you do that?
It's not tough, to be honest. Like, we always have time. Most of it, like, for example, in a particular day, apart from classes and sometimes assignments, you always have some free time. That's totally up to you where you want to allocate it. Maybe you are interested in music, dance, go for that. Someone's interested in fitness, you go for a gym. Maybe you're interested in graphic designing, you do that. I was more inclined towards the organizational kind of roles. Like, probably from right from school itself, I had a couple of roles there as well. So this is much more natural to me. Okay, let me just adjust to these particular roles. I like to have responsibility. That's something which I feel grooms me up. Everyone can have different roles for themselves. So that's how, like, it's not really hard to manage. Sometimes it gets tough, but then there are other people who can, always there to help you out. The whole team, the whole the whole of the student council, for that matter.
Right. So, do you also agree that the co-curricular experiences that you have gained in SCMC has been beneficial for your personal growth and like expanding your own personal networking?
Absolutely. So I think one of the core reasons why I chose Symbiosis, why I wanted to come to Symbiosis, is because the people you can meet, it can exponentially grow your whole surface area of, the Lux surface area, I would say. And
Right.
there are literally amazing people who are joining in, my seniors, juniors, both alike. They're tremendously talented people. In fact, for the past 2 years, I've been seeing all my first years, second years. They're so amazing at what they do. I kind of keeps me inspiring as well. A lot of fresh ideas which are coming in, and for the seniors, always they're helpful so much. So that networking kind of thing, there's something which I was conscious about while I was joining Symbiosis, and that has really helped me. In fact, uh, I kind of learned so much from all these people. Really grateful, to be honest. Uh, Coming here and interacting with all these folks. So yeah, it definitely did help me out in a lot of ways.
Right. So, as you are the placement coordinator right now, so how does it feel when you have successfully placed students in good organizations along with your team? Like we have heard about Zomato with amazing packages and then Pocket Essays as well. So how does it feel now now that you have placed students in various reputed organizations?
So it's, to be honest, more about the students' hard work, skill set. First of all,
Definitely.
we're kind of just facilitating them, the conversation between the organization and the student. So it does feel good, to be honest, because we are kind of, once you're given that kind of responsibility, you're like 10 people right now in the placement team. When you're given that kind of responsibility of, let's say, getting all of your batchmates placed, uh, I think it's really fulfilling once like people start getting placed. Maybe not everybody talks about it, even during even if it's internship, but placement always has a special feeling because we're kind of stepping into the next phase of our life. And yeah, it feels, to be honest, it feels amazing. And yes, Zomato came around this time, pretty good thing. Uh, Students got in very good packages and got in for the roles they wanted. And a lot of other people also getting placed. So that is something really incredible. Thanks to the team as well. Yeah, and then the students were applying there.
Right. So, coming to the next question, you have spent almost 1.5 years in Pune, unlike us who have spent like 7 months. So, what do you miss the most about offline lectures, and how has your experience been with the sudden shift to online and like with the entire world acting up to COVID-19? How has this sudden shift been to you?
Uh, Offline classes, I think the best part was about seeing more people. I mean, I think I'm talking about this a lot, but I generally feel it. I like interacting with different folks, different people, participating in a lot of different events. So that's certainly limited right now to a screen where everything happens. Of course, there are events happening. Uh, we organized Satarang as well last time, like the cultural coordinators and the whole team, which is a great event. But if it were in on campus, it would have been certainly a big blast, I would say. Totally different experience. So yeah, but like when you're in college on campus, you're bumping into different people. Sometimes you're not interacting with them in a couple of months, couple of weeks. Maybe different folks from your senior, junior batches, and it's all limited to a screen right now. So it's the interaction is kind of reduced. That's something which I miss. Largely, everything's the same otherwise.
Right. I absolutely agree with you. It has been a very sudden shift and we did not know how to react to it.
Right,
So,
absolutely. I was
yeah,
hoping to get back as well, but haven't yet.
yeah, that's the only hope right now, but we don't know. Okay, so moving on to the next question. We understand the assignments at SMC are very experiential and detailed. So, how do you work with groups on assignments to meet deadlines, but also keeping in mind the quality of the product that you're delivering? So, what are your tips? Like, I face quite a lot of difficulties while working in groups. So, what would be your opinion on
Okay, so it can this one can be a little biased because in first year I won't say I was struggling because group assignments, okay, like some people do the work, some people don't. That's the norm almost across everywhere. But in second year, I was fortunate enough to get my like I had really good people around me. I was part with. We also
that?
had our teacher named us the Kit Kat Gang.
Oh,
So we were like 5, 6 people who are serious about studies, or like who are serious about the assignments at least. So sometimes, like let's say if I am slacking, then they cover up. If I'm
yeah.
rarely they slack, then I have to cover up. So it's more like I am like they've included me in the group, and yeah, we do the assignments together and we do it well. Like group assignments are fun with them, to be honest. I
Right.
know I've seen groups which are not fun, but this one is actually very fun. The shout out to the next Kit Kat gang.
Yeah, that was very honest to be honest. To be very honest, that was very honest. But yeah. Okay, so now that you're graduating soon and you're in your last semester right now, you have already completed a dissertation. So how does it feel? Like now you're gonna be a proper graduate, and so what are your future plans and how are you going to take things ahead?
So it like as you mentioned also COVID last year, the whole year was kind of got evaporated for us. And last year is usually the most special ones because first year you're kind of settling in, second year you kind of realize okay, this is something good. And third year you kind of actually experiencing everything. So that part got out. And it's okay, like now we have accepted that, I guess, as a fact. uh, Getting out of college, so I do miss that whole 1 year of experience, like which I could have gotten. And but really excited to step out for the next phase of my life. My plans would be like I am into startups a lot. I would want to work at few of them. In fact, I'm currently working actually. I'm interning with a place called Stoa School. Amazing people, good work. So that's one startup I'm already working with. Let's see where we go next. It's an internship, so after that, it's mostly I'll be somewhere around startup community.
I really wish you the best for that.
Thank you.
So tell me something. This is a very interesting question I have for you. That how have you changed in the past 3 years? Like the Suryansh who entered the college in 2018, and what is the difference that we can see in the Suryansh who is sitting in right in front of me in 2021? How have you evolved over the course of time?
It's actually not just interesting, but it's a tough question as well. So I think 3 years back, I was I wanted to be confident. I wanted to be a lot of things. Today, I can say that I'm almost 90% of them, if not 95 or 100. Uh, I have taken up all these roles which you mentioned. Yes, they have, they kind of affect your personality in a way. Uh, you feel more confident. You feel much more grown. You feel much more um, it's a part of the whole self-development process over 3 years. And as I mentioned, I learn more from the people around me. So have I think 3 years back, the knowledge set which I had about the world, about different kind of things I can do, I would do, what I would want to do, that has changed drastically. Coming from a small city like Mathura to a different city like Pune, like it's a tier two city and tier one city, and interacting with there almost all the people. There are people who are there coming from different parts of the country and some international students as well. So it kind of really gives you perspective about a lot of things. So my perspective has definitely broadened up. Got to know a lot about the world. That's mostly the
Right. Thank you so much. That was a very nice and honest and cute answer on your part. Okay. So we have to choose our specializations right now. Like if I want to choose journal or AV or PR or ad. And there's often an utter confusion regarding it. Like if I would want to choose PR, but I'm still confused if I want to take AD or AV or journal. And this is a bigger problem for the first years who are about to choose their media communication or communication management. So what would be your tips on that? How do students should go about it?
I think primary would be just experience. Like this is for the first years, or the first years would be coming in. First of all, just look at the kind of assignments you have done, like which were the most easy ones for you, or which were more natural to you, in fact. And so, to be honest, like when you're looking out for job opportunities are always there. I've been in this whole internship and placement space. Someone will always be looking out for you, no matter what. So first of all, you have to really see what you're enjoying the most. Probably it would be advertised. Probably it would be AV. So like these days, my interest has grown up in filmmaking. So I keep in touch with a lot of my AV friends and kind of really seek out, okay, how can I learn Premiere Pro or something like that. This is something I was not interested in, let's say 2 years back, and I'm still willing to learn. And I think this has helped me personally, would help others as well. Like go out for what you enjoy the most. Don't let the external factors affect you in terms of, okay, is it really good for job aspects or maybe something else? Those are always there, important ones, no doubt. But first, from the assignments point of view, you can really figure out what you really enjoy. That's something, one pro tip you can say. And yeah, figure out where you're more comfortable with. In second year, the kind of options are like two different specializations. Com management and mass communication have journal and AV, and advertising and public relations. Same goes for them as well. Which one are you more inclined towards? Where you can also intern at a lot of places if you can take a project. Those are like the practical experiences. So, yeah.
Right. The whole point is to enjoy college and
Absolutely.
Choose what we love, and then when we decide and like when is the time for graduation, we can decide on what we exactly want to do, because we mostly have a clear idea about what we want to pursue by the end of third year.
Mostly around 1.5 years, you'll be much more clear. You have a much more clear picture about how you want to go ahead after 1.5 years for the remaining time.
Right. I believe that too. Like the final question right now that we have for you is, what kind of experience should the aspirants look forward to when applying at SCMC? How is it different from all other colleges? Or just share with us, like, what do you feel about it?
Because this is coming from an honest experience for the past 3 years. First thing, like I came in and I was intimidated by a lot of people who are so good at what they do than you. And I think over the next 2 or 3 months, I realized, okay, this is the case with everyone. So first of all, you should always look out to make conversations, try interacting with people, because everyone's kind of as scared as you. And this is very normal for a first year student for the first 1 or 2 months, especially. And just to be a little bit scared, or just to be a little bit, let's say, nervous about how would people perceive you, or how would people, let's say, how are you going to ace into, let's say, different events. And also this is something which helped us as well, because when we joined, within the first 2 weeks, we had Madhyam and Vaidvidya. Those are like two big events for SCMC. And I think during that whole process, because I was participating as well, I just wanted to participate so that I can know more people. And I think a lot of us were just participating for that same very reason. And yeah, that particular think in the first year, this is the experience everyone would get, is to interact with a lot of folks, just to participate in a bunch of interesting events. ITS is something which is probably the highlight of for everyone in HCMC. ITS is like the sports event. Everyone here knows, but for anyone who's watching outside, ITS is the sports event between first year, second year, and third year. And this is probably the best days of college, will happen thrice in your entire college experience. And for us, of course, it was just twice because COVID. Uh, those are the kind of experiences you will enjoy. Pune city is amazing, I would say, Vimannagar especially. So that is just wonderful to, that is just one thing, few things to just seek out for. Also, Viman skies are amazing, beautiful. So apart, not just college, like the academic and the cultural experience, you will get bunch more outside in the city as well.
Right. I would hold on to the point where you mentioned about Viman skies, and I clearly missed it. Thank you for reminding again.
All of us do. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, this was the last question from our part. Thank you so much. That was very interesting, and we hope that these questions and your answers can have already provided us with a better guidance on how to choose specializations, or basically to sum up how to carry on our daily activities in college and making the most of it. But before we wind up for the day, we also have a lot of questions coming in from the audience. So let me just look into it and I'll ask you them.
Sure.
Okay, so we have a lot of questions coming up. So first question is, with online classes, work from home, and co-curricular responsibilities, with so much on your plate, like literally, how do you plan your day, or how do you go about it?
So online classes, assignments, I think because we are in the last month right now, it's slightly easier. But see, classes are there for like 3 to 4 or 5 hours at best. Mostly it's for 4 hours. College is a little bit considerate on that part. They don't give us a lot of screen exposure. But then the assignments and all of that stuff, I think it's more about my day. Just it's very normal to just like anyone else. I also enjoy watching movies that I do in the night because no classes, no assignment pressure. When there are assignments or when there are something which is on my to-do kind of plate, then that is something I take a bit up on priority. It's more about prioritizing what you want to do in that particular day. And yeah, apart from classes, of course, classes are something which I'm more enjoying. Like there are a bunch of lectures which I really enjoy, especially in this semester. There are 2 or 3 lectures which I just don't want to miss at any cost. So those are things like it kind of gets automatically sorted out once you are in that place. Yeah.
Right. So going back to the question that I had first mentioned, that I mean, as per your opinion, that Symbiosis sees people coming from different parts of India and abroad. Right. So how did this multicultural interaction affect you? Like in my case, I have seen so many different people, and that has helped me personally to grow. So how did that help you?
So I'm a big fan of maps. Okay. So first of all, I have figured out, okay, because I was my entire life, like past 18 years before coming to college, I was in North India, like northern part of India, mostly interacting with Delhi, Haryana, or maybe UP people. Just coming to Pune itself has exposed me to almost all the people from all the states. So got to learn a lot about their cultures. What are the famous food they have? What are the famous places I can go to? I have a lot of friends in almost all the states now. So I can probably text them, call them up just to ask, okay, what are the things I can do if I'm coming to your state or like your maybe your city. And it does affect you in a way because you learn so much about how the different upbringings are, maybe. Like everyone's grown up in a different set of society or like with different things around them. So I get to relive that through their stories, through how they have grown up. Maybe try to figure out, okay, if there's something interesting I would want to do in the next few months, few weeks, or maybe few years down the line. That is something I always look out for. So that's how this whole culturally, it's just opened my brain to a lot of things. So many interesting people, so many interesting cultures out there. So,
yeah. Right. That's true. I would agree with you on that. So, do you believe that your people skills have improved because of your networking or how you carried out, like talking to people from various fields, industry leaders, alumni, and everyone?
Of course, I mean that's just a no-brainer because um, people skills are mostly it's about once you start interacting, like it's almost true for any field. You want to be good at, let's say, graphic designing, start designing, and one day you will be better than day one. On day 100, you will be better than how you were on day one. So this is something which I've been doing for now a lot of time. Uh, probably it's because of my interest, and it's more because of what I'm having. Like as an internship coordinator, I get to talk to a lot of folks from the industry. That really helps me in building up. Like today, I can write emails fluently, and this is like one skill which is very important for almost everyone out in the professional world. Emails or maybe just the talking ethics on a call, Zoom call, phone call, whatever call. Those are some important tips and tricks we kind of learn along the way. And yeah, so it has helped me a lot in my professional setting, like interacting with all these people. And of course, there are very interesting people in the batch itself, or maybe my fellow internship coordinator. I just see them, okay, this is how they're interacting. This is something I can pick up for myself. So, and I do that shamelessly because if it's helping you grow, then why not?
Right. So, could you tell me about what are the best? I mean, you have had amazing internship experiences, I believe. So, what are the key learnings from them, and how has your internship? How have your internship experiences been?
So I have done a bunch of internships, mostly projects. This project is something which we do every semester at SMC. So I do have a lot of projects which I've taken up. Most of them are in market research or uh, media and communications intern. And right current, like my latest was an advertising intern. I think the biggest learning is more about how these workplaces, like in the first year, it was because I was interning at few NGOs. I got to learn a lot about, let's say, the whole development sector space, how these people function, the how basically helping out people through an NGO, how does that function out? Then moving forward, I had an internship with a big NGO, like they had offices and all. So that NGO helped me figure out, okay, the communications for bigger NGOs with bigger parties, I guess, maybe. And yeah, so all these show like for from small NGOs to, let's say, big ad agencies, these kind of tell you how to work professionally. It teaches a lot about time management. I think that's something because you're supposed to submit some assignments, or not assignments in this case, but more like projects in this case. You're supposed to submit projects at a certain deadline. So first is definitely time management. Second is how you speak, how you would want to deliver. Persuasion is something which you learn a lot because if you want your point to be made, if you want your point to be heard, you have to try out different ways. There's not one rule book which comes, okay, this is what you do. You learn something you evolve doing it. Those are the two my main learnings.
Yeah. Right. So, the next question that we have from one of our attendees is, what are the skills, according to you, that a person taking up communication studies should have? Or is that something that gets cultivated over time?
So, based on my experience, based on what I have seen, it definitely does get cultivated over the period of time. Uh, I would say just have a more curious mind while you're entering a college, and it goes out for almost any other college. Especially for media and communication, it's much more required because the name communication is in the picture, right? Like it says itself that you have to be good at communicating. It doesn't have to be like just go on interacting with people. I know that uh, maybe I am from those set of people who are more, let's say, extrovert a little bit. There are people who are a little bit introverts, and you should always embrace that. So maybe you're good at writing, you're good at expressing yourself. You should always be trying out to make yourself better at expressing yourself. That's the key. Maybe you want to express yourself through art. Do that. A lot of people do. A lot of people I respect, in fact, uh, they do express it out with art. Some people doodle. Some people make music. There's one in my batch. There's a guy in my batch who creates amazing music. And so expression, means of expression could be anything, but you should always seek out, like you should always have that kind of energy in yourself maybe that motivation to always keep better at expressing yourself. And that's what's the core of communication. Get your idea across. So apart from that, everything else you kind of pick up, learn.
Right, I agree with you. Okay, so the final question that we have from my attendees is, what are the struggles that you have faced with the whole work from home internship scenario? Like personally, I believe that when I was taking up job roles that were work from home, I did not know when to differentiate between my normal like leisure time and the office timing. I did not know that. So what were your hardships like?
That's actually true, like defining a clear boundary between what is work, what is not. I think our batch, especially, as in like the people who are working in, let's say, 2020, 2021, and maybe 21 onwards, and who have not worked before, they will always face this problem because we have directly started working in the in the work from home space. Of course, I had 2 or 3 different internships in the physical office kind of setup, but those office setups, or maybe like working in office, helps you cultivate a habit of, okay, this is a scheduled time, this is the time you have for work. You don't have to work necessarily after those hours. At home the line kind of gets blurred because that's your table, that's your bed, and you're working. Like for work you just have to walk 2 steps, that's it. So that is something which even I am right now, like I've started focusing on it a little bit. It's something I'm still building up, to be honest. So I might not be the best person, but it's something we all should probably look out for, bettering ourselves kind of every day. Uh, Time management is definitely something which will be the core problem. Apart from that, it depends a lot upon the organizations, how their culture is. So the previous internship which I was doing, I did not have much interaction, like face-to-face kind of interaction on Zoom calls. But the internship which I'm doing right now, I don't remember the last time I switched off my video. Like that's kind of a mandatory thing. And we all do a lot of fun just through this whole Zoom call thing. So yeah, it's a little bit about the culture of the company, how you would enjoy the working from home basically. But the challenges is definitely how to define what your working hours are and not taking up work post that, and not letting others come in, disturb you during that work, because they surely wouldn't come in the office wherever you're working. So why at home?
Exactly. A very important part of this whole work from home internships or job roles is to make sure that there's a very good company culture that allows you to be flexible, but doesn't make you work overtime either. So that's very important. Yeah, I agree. Okay, we have a lot of questions coming in. Okay, but it's already 6:34 and we have to restrict ourselves because of the time constraints. But Suryansh, I really hope that he will be able to take the discussion outside of this forum and seek your guidance elsewhere. And I hope you won't mind to solve our issues like you have always done, from being an amazing person that you are. Thank you so much for taking the time to share your experiences with us. And I'm sure it has given us a very good framework of how should we carry out make the most of our college years and be the best. Thank you so much for joining in. I would once again like to thank you, and we wish you a very, very, very good luck for all that you take up in future ahead. And we are very proud of you for what you have done and what you continue to do.
Thank you. It means a lot.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, I would like to take this opportunity to thank all of our attendees for joining in, and we look forward to providing you with more such interesting and informative interactions in the future. Until the next time we see you again. Till then, stay safe, stay home. Thank you so much. Thank you, Suryansh. Best of luck.